With it being October, most people know that it is also the month to raise awareness of breast cancer. About 1 in every 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, which estimates that in 2018, about 270,000 women will be diagnosed. 1 out of those 8 women was my nanny, so I decided I would talk about her fight with breast cancer and how it has affected my family and I, still to this day. My nanny, Shannon Colleen Stout, was born on May 13, 1953, and she lived a normal, healthy life until the age of 50. In August of 2005, she found out the life-altering fact that she had stage 4 breast cancer in her right breast. This changed her life drastically. After finding out that she had breast cancer, she was recommended to have a mastectomy on her right breast to increase her chances of surviving the life-threatening disease. A mastectomy is the surgical removal of a breast partially or fully, which takes out the cancerous parts of the breast such as cells, tissues, or lymph nodes. Though she decided to have a mastectomy, she was still recommended by her doctor to start aggressive chemotherapy and radiation. Both of these have very harmful effects on her body. She did chemotherapy for the suggested amount of time, along with radiation, and went through many grueling effects of the 2 harmful treatments. Both chemotherapy and radiation have terrible side effects, which include throwing up, loss of appetite, fatigue, and many other things. Finally, after months of treatment and fighting, she was told in 2006 that she was in remission. Though she was in remission, she still went through regular checkups, and for 2 years she lived with the lingering thought that her cancer would come back until one day that fear became reality. One day, while doing her daily routine, she felt a knot under her right armpit once again. Immediately, she went to her oncologist. In June of 2008, she found out she once again had cancer in her lymph nodes this time, that were left from the mastectomy from the first time she was diagnosed, but the worst was yet to come. While doing all the scans to figure out her course of treatment, the doctors noticed more spots other than in her lymph nodes. She was then told that her cancer had metastasized to her liver, lungs, stomach, and brain in just a few short months between her checkups. She went through the same measures of chemotherapy and radiation, but in a more frequent and aggressive way than in the first time. As the 2 years dragged by, she wasn't able to do many of the things she wanted, but she tried her hardest to do as much as she could with her family and friends. On May 15, 2010, 2 days after her birthday, she succumbed to the disease that had been taking over her body for those 2 years. Though the story is sad, it was an eye-opener for our family to start taking measures to prevent and catch any signs of cancer. Both my mom and my aunt started having mammograms every 6 months the year that my nanny died, as a precautionary measure, since all women on my nanny's side of the family had died of cancer before age 60. As everyone in the family grows older, it is very important for us all to take measures or on going to the doctor and being checked out, as well as checking ourselves out for any changes of our body. It is very important to pay attention to one's body, because who knows, it might be the reason we live or die. This is my nanny and her family. That's my mom and her sister. This was my nanny during her first time being diagnosed with cancer with all the grandchildren. And this was the second time. We were just having a day at the beach. And that's why I talked about her.